Today we're going to talk about perfecting punctuation and how it can take your child's writing from average to polished. Whether it's crafting essays, creative writing, or formal letters, good punctuation is key to clear, effective communication. I'll show you how to help your child master this important skill. You need to know this because punctuation isn't about following rules. It's about helping your child express their ideas clearly and professionally. Misplaced commas or missing full stops can change the entire meaning of a sentence, and getting it right can make a huge difference in their writing marks. By the end of this episode, you'll have practical tips to help your child use punctuation confidently and correctly, making their writing shine. Before we start, don't forget to join my free Facebook group where I share resources, tips, and go live to help you support your child's English learning journey. And if your child needs extra support, explore my group tuition classes where I work closely with students to improve their grammar, punctuation, and writing skills. The links will be in the show notes. Now let's dive in. Tip 1. Start with the basics. It's important to focus on the essentials first. Teach your child to think of punctuation as signposts that guide the reader. A full stop ends the thought, a comma gives a pause, and a question mark indicate the question. Practice these in simple sentences before moving on to more complex. The reason why this works is because mastering foundational punctuation, like full stops, commas, and question marks, ensures that your child can build their skills on a solid base. I'll give you an example. One of my students struggled with long, run-on sentences. By going back a step and practicing where to place full stops and commas, their writing became much more clearer and more structured. This is important because the basics are the foundation for all great writing. Once they're mastered, everything else becomes so much more easier. Tip 2. Use real-life examples. Use books, magazines, or even your child's favorite TV show subtitles to highlight punctuation. Ask your child questions like, why do you think the author used a comma here? Or what would happen if this exclamation mark was a full stop? In my sessions, we use real-life examples to show how punctuation changes meanings. The reason why this works is because seeing punctuation in action makes it easier to understand and apply the rules. I'll give you an example. A student of mine loved graphic novels. So we analysed how punctuation was used in speech bubbles to convey tone and emotion. This approach made learning punctuation more engaging and relatable. This matters to me because real-life examples make learning punctuation relevant and accessible, turning a dry topic into something engaging. Tip 3. Introduce advanced punctuation gradually. Teach advanced punctuation one at a time. For example, start with the colon, explaining that introduces lists or expands on a point. Then move on to semicolon, showing how it links closely related ideas. In my tuition classes, I break these down with fun exercises to make them easier to grasp. The reason why this works is because building confidence with advanced punctuation, like colons, semicolons, and dashes, for example, allows your child to elevate their writing without feeling overwhelmed. I'll give you an example. One of my GCSE students avoided using colons and semicolons because they found them confusing. After a few targeted sessions, they not only started using them correctly, but also received praise from their teacher for their improved writing style. This is important because advanced punctuation isn't just for exams. It's a tool for writing with clarity and sophistication. Tip number 4. Practice, practice, practice. I can't say this enough, and I don't say enough. Set aside time each week for punctuation practice. Use online puzzles, worksheets, or create fun challenges like correcting a poorly punctuated paragraph. In my sessions, we regularly practice writing sentences and paragraphs with a focus on punctuation to reinforce that learning. And the reason it works is because repetition builds confidence and turns knowledge into a habit. I'll give you an example. A parent once told me that their child's punctuation improved dramatically after we incorporated weekly punctuation challenges in class. They started spotting errors in their own writing and became much more confident in editing their own work. This matters to me because consistent practice turns learning into a mastery. The more your child applies punctuation, the more natural it will feel. To recap, here are 4 steps to help your child perfect their punctuation. Start with the basics, things like full stops, commas, and question marks. Use real-life examples. Show punctuation action, making those rules relatable. Introduce advanced punctuation gradually. Build confidence on things like colons, semicolons, and dashes step by step, and not make it an overwhelming experience. Practice regularly. Make punctuation a consistent part of their learning routines. Punctuation is a small detail with a very big impact. By helping your child master it, you're giving them the skills that will serve them far beyond the exams. If you'd like more personalized support, I'd love to help. Join my free Facebook group for more tips and resources, or enroll your child into my group tuition classes, where we focus on building strong grammar and writing skills, including punctuation mastery. Links will be in the show notes. Thank you for listening. Until next time, happy learning.